Hello, how are you? It's been a little while. It's good to see you again. Good, good. So you are here for your annual eye exam today, correct? Excellent. Okay. Let me see here. I'm going to just pull you up on the computer really quick. Any change in any of your personal details? Okay. What was that year that you were born again? Okay, that's perfect. Got you right here. Excellent. Okay, so everything was looking pretty good the last time I saw you. Have you been having any issues that you want for me to know about? No. Floaters, any kind of changes in the sensitivity of your eyes to light or dark? Any sort of changes you feel like in the saturation of colors? Nothing noticeable? Good. Okay. Okay. Then if you are fine with it, what we are going to do is run through our typical set of tests. I do actually have one new one this time that is kind of an up-and-coming technology, and then we will go ahead and dilate, check into those eyes, make sure everything's looking good towards the back, check and make sure you don't have any signs of diabetes or any other issues, glaucoma. Okay, just our usual, and then we'll be good to go. Okay, good deal. So first and foremost, let me just peek into your eyes with my magnifier light. And just to start off, just gonna look and see if there's anything on the surface, any scratches on your cornea or other issues that we might need to address on a surface level. And I'm going to pull your eyelid up, okay? Sorry, I'm a little shaky. It's almost lunchtime, so. Okay. And then I'm just gonna look on the other side, okay? So let's see, anything over here? Not seeing anything on the surface to be concerned about. Sorry, I'm just having some things printed off from the previous patient. They must have just sent them over from the reception, so I apologize for that. Okay, next, let's go into some of our tests. So first we're just going to do your field of vision. You know this one, so just look straight ahead. Good. 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 Great. Good. Excellent. Okay. Sorry. Now keep looking straight ahead. Let me know when you can't see my fingers anymore, okay? Top gone. Bottom gone. Good. Good. Excellent. Do that again. I'm gonna bring it over to the side a little bit. Keep looking straight. Last one we'll do over here. Top gone, bottom gone, good. And we'll do from the center again. I'm gonna bring my fingers a little closer to you. Next, I'm going to have you touch your finger to your nose and then to wherever my finger is. So you'll be doing this kind of motion. You remember this one? Okay, good. So touch, good, touch, good, touch, 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 good, touch, good, touch, good, touch. Excellent. Okay, great. Next, I am going to, let's do a new one. So, this goes all the way from a completely closed off circle to a large circle. And this one's going to be up closer to your eye. And essentially what I'm going to do is pick different sizes, and I want you to let me know when it gets to a point where you can't see the ring around your eyeball. Okay, so I'm going to be getting pretty close to your eye. I'm not going to be touching it. Okay, so just as an example, let's put this up to your eye here. Okay, so that is the closed option. Put this up around. Can you see that? Okay. Try the next size. Still see that? Okay. Let me skip a couple sizes here. How about now? Can you still see that? Is it starting to be outside of your vision? A little bit. Okay. Let's try this one. How about that? Still a little bit. Okay. Try this next one. How about that? A little more. Okay. Let's see here. Getting better? Okay. Let's try this one. Okay, so kind of on the inside, you can still see it. Okay. Let me actually here. Let me try this one. Okay, how about there? Almost. Okay. This is the next size up. Yeah? Okay. I know I'm a little shaky, so that kind of changes it. So this is number 16. All right. And we're just going to do the same thing on the other side, okay? So this is the covered one. Can't see? Okay. Perfect. Kind of just our foundation, just to make sure that everything's working properly. Okay, so let's see this one. Okay. This one. Okay. Let's jump up a couple then. About here. Okay. And how about here? Okay. Okay, let's try one? Okay. Let's see. Seems like you're on a similar trajectory as the other side, which is great. Let's try this one. Only in the middle. Okay. Try this one. Still a little in the middle. Okay. Worse. Okay. How's that? A little bit still. Okay. Try this one. How's that? Can't see it? Okay, perfect. This one is 6, 2, 3. Okay, good. So that's just kind of giving us an idea of the range of view out of each of your eyes, and we will repeat this at all of your annuals from now on, so we can make sure that the edges of your vision aren't narrowing or expanding, because both can be signs of some things that we don't really want going on with your eyes. So that's just an easy little extra one. Yeah, very easy for you. Okay. All right. So anything else that you want me to look at or pay attention to before we get you dilated? Because I know that kind of changes everything. Okay. And you feel like your vision, just to double check, has stayed roughly the same, correct? Okay. Let's see here. Have you had any headaches in your eyes? Okay, when have you kind of noticed that? Yeah, so that's been happening a lot with people as they've been trying to move more away from the screens. Sometimes when they come back to using them heavily for a day, it can really create a lot of extra tension that the eyes just aren't used to moving in that way. The muscles aren't used to being constricted in that way anymore, so that can cause some of those headaches. So I would, obviously it's still better to do less screen time overall. I know it feels like you're building a resistance if you keep with it, but taking that screen time down is still super important and a good thing to do. So what I would just suggest is, if you do have a day coming up where you're gonna have to be, on the computer or looking at a screen for an extended period of time, more so than your now typical, you can either try to build that up in the days ahead of time. So like, if you're gonna have to be on for 2 hours and you don't stare at screens for 2 hours straight, typically, you can, in the days leading up, do a 30-minute, do a 45-minute, do an hour, kind of get your eyes just used to that. And then that way, when the big day comes, you will have a little bit more of that muscle memory helping you and keeping you from getting those headaches. Now, what I would prefer is that you take breaks. if that's possible, but I know sometimes you have a presentation or a meeting or whatever the case may be, and you don't have that option. But if you do have that option, take those breaks, look far into the distance, focus on something in the distance, and then come back to your screen after a little bit of time has passed. Okay? Usually, like, even 5 minutes can be helpful, but you'll have to play around with it really and kind of see what works for you. Yeah. And sometimes putting like a cold compress on your eyes can be helpful with that. Sorry, I was looking to see if I had a certain chart in here, but I don't see it. That's okay. Okay, no, I don't. Alright, that's fine. But yes, cold compress, Tylenol. I know nobody wants to take it, but just if you're in a pinch. Okay. I do want to do one of these number charts with you really quickly. This is the most advanced one, so we'll just jump straight into it, okay? Can you see a number in this circle here? Okay, what about the one below it? Good. And the one below that? I know these are hard. Good. Now if I move it closer, can you see this number here? Okay. And farther away, what about the number in the middle? Oh, did you see that one? How about this one? Good. Thanks for being honest. That's excellent. Okay. Now we're also going to do our color chart, okay, just to make sure. Now, is the color in this square right here lighter or darker than this square here? Good. And is the color in this square here lighter or darker than this square here? Okay. And how about this one right here? Is it lighter or darker than the one above it? So this one and that one. Looks about equal, okay. Now this corner down here, is that color lighter or darker than this one over here? Good. Oops. Now is this color here lighter or darker than the one right above it? This one to this one. Lighter, good. And is this color here lighter or darker than this one over here? That's a hard one. Okay, good. Now how about this down here? Do you feel like it's lighter or darker than the one at the top of the same row? Bolder. Okay. Then how about this one here? Lighter or darker than this one diagonally from it? Good. And then let's get into this just quadrant kind of up here. Is this one lighter or darker than that one? Yeah, there's a little bit of glare. I'm sorry about that. Okay. And then how about this one? Lighter or darker than this one? Darker, good. And how about this one? Lighter or darker than this one? Darker. Good job. Okay. That's perfect. we're ready to dilate then, okay? All right, and just before I do, is this flashlight tolerable? Pretty bright. Yep. Okay. But you are managing that okay? Okay. So this is, as usual, a diluted solution, so it will not take as long for your eyes to go back to normal, and you also won't have an extreme dilation, okay? So just look up for me. Good. And blink that out. Other side now. Okay, and blink that. Get done. All right, we'll give you a second. Shouldn't take very long. Yeah. How's everything else been going in your life? You doing okay? Oh, that's exciting. Are you doing any summer trips this year? Very cool. Yeah, I'm gonna be staying around here. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna save up and maybe in a couple of years try to do a bigger trip, but for right now, you know, there's a lot to see in this area and we're not that far, oh, excuse me, from the beach and all, so maybe a couple like weekend trips or something. Yeah. Lunchtime. Good. Where are you living nowadays? Are you still kind of in this neighborhood? Gotcha. Yeah, those are great apartments. They have a lot of charm. I don't blame you. I'd stay there too. Yeah. Good. Let's see. Alright, it's been about 2.5 minutes. You're starting to feel a little blurry. Okay. Alright, so first I'm going to pinch and open your eye kind of wide, and I'm going to look with the magnifier. Okay, so I'm going to get a little closer to you here. So I'll pinch and open. Okay, and other side. Pinch and open. Okay. All right, let me get you to look over my shoulder here. Okay, look over my shoulder the other side. Excellent. Good. Let you blink a little bit. I know this light is extremely bright. Okay, I'm gonna get you to look towards the center of my face here. Keep looking at the center of my face if you can. Checking that dilation. dilating nicely. And just look straight ahead. Good. Other side. Okay. All right, and then the last one, I'm going to lift your eyelid top and bottom, okay? So I'll do top on this side first. Good, and I'm going to pull down the bottom. Your eyes are looking really nice and healthy. I'm very happy. We'll do the other side. We'll do the top. Okay, and pull down the bottom. Nice. Yeah, that all looks really good. I'm really happy about that. Everything looks really healthy. Okay? You feeling okay? I know that was kind of a lot. Hopefully the room will come back to a more normal hue now. Okay, good. Well, I really don't see anything that I'm concerned about. You do have that freckle on your eyeball, but that's looking about the same as your previous scans that we've done on that. So it doesn't look like it's growing or darkening or causing any alarm. All your blood vessels look really good. Everything looks really healthy. So I'm happy about that. And if you don't have any complaints, that's also, of course, good news. But just let me know if you do start feeling like your vision's getting blurrier, or you're struggling to see more at night, or your eyes are watering during the day, and it's not like allergy related, it's directly related to maybe the brightness of the room that you're in, or the sun, that kind of thing. And then of course, if you get any prolonged floaters, I know this can be a little obnoxious, but just call me, let me know, and we'll get you back in, figure out what's going on. But right now things look like they're cruising, so I'm pretty happy and ready to kind of get you on your way. Okay. Of course, you're welcome to stay and lay down until you really feel that dilation wears off. It's been 10 or so minutes since you've been dilated, and usually this only lasts about 15. So it should just be a few more minutes if you want to kind of stay in the dark room and hang out until you're ready, okay? Awesome. All right. Well, I'm so glad I got to see you again. And like I said, just give me a call if you need anything.